Little warning about, so a few things that people don't seem to realise is that gas leaks. It's down to the molecular structure of gas with regarding the container or the pipe it passes through. This is why you can have a Bic lighter, and if you have it in your grab bag or in your cupboard for 6 months or longer, odds are it's going to be empty because gas will just leak. The same thing applies to other things that are in pressurized containers. Good example that I found out today is that my silicone spray, cheap version of WD-40, was empty. It was half full, but because it's been sat for 3 months, it's now empty. It leaked. Basically, this thing happens. So you have to be careful when you do put stuff in your grab bag. You do not put in stuff that's going to go off or could leak, unless you're going to check it every 2 weeks. It's so frustrating. Nice weather and I can't go out in it. So it's little things like that. Stuff that you can hang on to that is worth getting. I don't know what it's called in other countries, but in England it was called 3-in-1 oil. Nothing to do with porn. It's basically if you've got yourself like your whetstone, like this one. Lovely whetstone. I had to use the Aussie method, which is to sharpen some blades earlier. It's a case of if you've got some 3-in-1 oil in a tin, then it doesn't go off. It doesn't evaporate, barely any evaporation, and it'll last for decades. Whereas if you get the modern stuff, it is so weak that it just evaporates in the thin air. So yeah, if you're getting things like anything in a container, it's going to leak, unless it's in a specialised container. One good example of my baby Bergen. One good example of things that don't leak is if you get, this is just a little bit of cooking oil for fuel oil, spirit fuel from my Trangia, and that hasn't changed its level in 10 years when I had it. I bought it just over 10 years ago, and that is still good. So some things will last if it's in a certain type of container and a certain type of liquid. If it's a pressurized container, the odds are it's going to leak. That's just the nature of the beast. They don't want things, the obvious people, do not want things to last forever. They want to sell you replacements. That is why they make things that are weak, that will break, that will fall apart. So you're going to have to buy more replacements. So if you're going to have pressurized containers, whether it's spray, deodorant, which goes bang, rather than deodorant and talcum powder, how about a flannel and then have a wash? So pressurized containers, gas bottles. Why would you want to carry an explosive device that in your own backpack? Anyway, keep an eye on them because they do leak.